are you guys doing? This is Aiken Story. This is your host here at Extreme Foolishness TV. I'm not going to waste your time. Today I'll be talking to you guys about keys to victory for Joe Biden in the debate with Donald Trump and all the other debates that will come up. First of all, Joe has to think about the purpose of the debate. The purpose of the debate is to energize his base, first of all, and to lure in undecided voters. The voters who are already stuck with Trump are not going to switch and come to Joe for the most part. Even if they will, that should not be his focus because it's probably not worth it. Don't try to please a lot of those Trumpers. They're not going to come to him. A lot of them have been Trump-notized and they're under the spell of Trump-gnosis. So you know that's not going to happen. No matter what Trump does, he's not going to happen. He cannot sway the hardcore Trump voters. He needs to energize his base. Second, he needs to know Trump style. Trump style, as we know, is to get dirty. From what I heard, Trump is really not the type that's focused enough to know the material. He's not that smart to know foreign affairs, to know the in and out of the law. No, he's just not. He's a freestyle, I'm going to wing it type person. So it's important to know that Trump is going to get dirty. Joe has to be willing to trade with Trump without losing his personality. Joe's a calm guy, but just because you're calm does not mean that you cannot punch back. You have to punch back when Trump attacks you, but you can still punch back without losing your calm demeanor. Joe's calm natural. He's an emotional guy. Trump is a narcissist. So I've tried a lot of cases where I've had to cross-examine narcissists, people who are rude. You have to understand their psyche. You have to understand how they think. Trump, like a narcissist, they do not care how they make people feel. They don't care. They are not capable of empathizing with people's emotions. They do not care about that. They don't care about how people feel. A narcissist only cares about himself and cares about how people feel about him. So there's if Joe is trying to attack Trump or trying to make a response, it's very, very important that he words it a particular way. This is technique. Hopefully he's been trained to do that. But if not, he needs to watch this video for this debate or for the upcoming debates. Trump worries about how people think about him. He doesn't care how people think about themselves. So think about it. When Trump had a rally in Oklahoma, he spent about 30 minutes explaining why he was not disabled and how he could walk down a ramp. He explained that he was not handicapped. It bothered him that much because people were saying Trump was handicapped and he has some disability. It bothered him so much. He had to explain and spend 30 minutes because he worried about how people felt about him. He also drank water with one hand because there was a video that showed him drinking water with two hands. So people say he couldn't drink water with one hand. So he had to prove that he could drink water with one hand because he's a narcissist. He only worries about how people think about him. So that is the way Joe has to respond to questions or how to attack Trump or jab back. For example, I'll give an example. If Joe wants to say about how Trump mishandled the coronavirus pandemic, resulting in the death of over 200,000 Americans, if Joe says something like, hey, Donald Trump's behavior, his inability to handle the coronavirus has resulted in the death of 200,000 Americans. Trump does not care about that. He doesn't care that 200,000 people died. Narcissists don't care about that kind of stuff. He doesn't care about the families that have been broken, the loved ones that have been gone. He doesn't care. He will have to say it in a different way. He will say something to the fact that, Donald, Americans don't think you are smart enough to handle the pandemic that has killed 200,000 people. Do you see how that's different? Now he's worried about it in his mind. Oh, how Americans feeling about me? He can say something to the effect that Americans don't think you're capable of leading because obviously you con people. You're not capable of leading any organization. You're not a mogul because you could not handle the coronavirus pandemic. So the Americans do not see you as the business mogul you claim to be, or the leader, or somebody who knows how to manage a company or a country. You see how that's different? You're saying it in the reverse. So now Trump is going to be on the defense because he's now worried about his narcissistic tendencies is going to kick in. Like, hold up, how Americans worrying about me? How do you think that I cannot lead? I make myself look like a mogul, a business mogul, So that is how Joe has to say it. Same thing. Let's use another example about taxes. Don't say Donald Trump did not pay taxes. He only paid $750 in 2016, 2017, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't care. He's a narcissist. He doesn't care. You can't say that. But you can say something to the effect that Donald, Americans don't see you as the business mogul you claimed, that you claim you're making all this money, you only paid $750. You're not that big and bad like you claim. You're a fake. You're a fake sham. You want to be a mogul. That will hit Donald Trump's narcissistic tendencies. He can also say something about a janitor even is better than you, is more of a mogul than you. He paid more taxes than you. A nurse paid more taxes than you. Teachers paid more taxes than you. So Americans don't see you as the mogul or the successful businessman you claim that you are. You're just a fake person who's portraying the appearance of success. You're not successful. You don't know how to run a business, Donald Trump. You're just fake. You're a lame. And they've seen through you. Your taxes have shown you. Now it's going to kick in his ego and his narcissistic tendencies, especially if you compare him to a plumber and let him know a plumber is better than him. Let him know, oh, people who cut grass are better than you. They pay taxes at least. They're better than you. They're more of a mogul than you. Boy, it's going to make Donald Trump boil because you're now hurting his ego. He has a very, very fragile ego. You have to hurt that ego. That is how you break people down and take their soul, rip it out, and put it in the trash. Something like that. Trump is not that smart. Don't say, Trump, you're not smart. He doesn't care. But if you say something like, the American people don't think you're smart. The American people are looking at you. Kids are looking at you like, man, such a fake guy. He's not smart. Now he's worrying about what people think about him. Just like the way he worried about when people were saying he could not get down the stairs on the ramp, or he could not drink water with one hand. He had to prove it. It's going to take him off his game. Also, it appears the losers and suckers thing that Trump said gets to him. He gets very, very defensive about that. So Joe shouldn't say something to the effect that, Trump, you called the military losers and suckers. He wouldn't care because he doesn't care how they feel for what he said. He doesn't care. Joe should say it in the reverse. He should say something to the effect that our military leaders no longer view you as a patriot. They no longer view you as a leader because you call fallen soldiers losers and suckers. Or he can say something to the effect that American servicemen don't see you as a commander-in-chief. They see you as a fake person because they cannot trust you anymore. They see you as somebody who cannot lead. You cannot lead anything. You cannot make any deals. Your book, The Art of the Deal, is fake. Joe can say, as a matter of fact, I heard people are saying that book is trash now that they know you're a fraud. Man, he brags about making deals, writing The Art of the Deal. This book, if you now tell him that the service members don't view him as a leader, as a commander-in-chief, because he called military men losers and suckers, that will hurt his ego so bad. Everything Joe says has to be in the reverse. He can say something about, he heard Americans don't even want to read that book anymore. That Art of the Deal is probably no longer a bestseller on Amazon. I don't know if that is true. I'm just using that as an example. Boy, that will make him lose it because he wants to be rated high. He wants to be ranked high. He worries about ratings and all that stuff. I think there was a story that came out that Trump, after he passed the First Step Act, he talked to his group and they told him his ratings with the African Americans, with Black Americans, has not gone up. He was mad, like, how come, my rating has not gone up with blacks in America? Despite me doing the First Step Act, he wasn't worried about how he would make their lives better. He was just worried about how they will rate him high, how they will stroke his ego. That's it. So if you attack his ego, make him feel less of a person, make him feel like he's not a business mogul, he's not the leader, and he can't handle the economy because they view him as that will throw Trump off his game. Remember, that is key to success. You have to Joe has to throw Trump off his game. That's it. He has to make him feel that he's not the boss, the leader, the businessman, the successful businessman, the deal maker, the successful person he claims he is. That will hurt him so bad. And that people view him as such. That is all I have right now. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think there are other ways that Joe can get at Trump and be successful? Again, if I were Joe, I will also because Trump is going to attack Joe. He's going to call him Slow Joe. Joe can fight back and say, hey, you're fake Donald or bankrupt Donald. Wow, that would hurt him. Bankrupt Donald. He doesn't want to be viewed as a bankrupt or, fake businessman Donald. Something to hurt him. Just let me know what you guys think. Which one do you like? Bankrupt Donald, fake businessman Donald, sloppy Donald? Let me know what you guys think. Hankins Doherty here, Mr. Making Pay. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button. I'm going to be dropping more videos. Hit the bell too. Hit the bell notification. Share this video. Like this video. Let me know what you guys think. Akins Doherty here, Mr. Making Pay. Remember, say no to extreme foolishness.